New Zealand's Auckland becomes the first most livable city in the world in 2021. Auckland in New Zealand has been named the world's most livable city in a yearly positioning that has been moved by the COVID pandemic. The Economist Intelligence Unit (EIU) overview positioned 140 urban communities on factors including dependability, framework, schooling, and admittance to medical services. But the pandemic proved to be the defining factor in the year's list. It implied European urban areas fell while those in Australia, Japan, New Zealand ascend the rankings. Those islands nations reacted quickly to the COVID flare-up and had the option to limit the cases and release restrictions. European Union nations, in the meantime, had a lazy beginning to their immunization rollout, and numerous part states forced extreme lockdowns which hurt their execution in the current year overview. Auckland's bested the rundown, followed by Osaka in Japan, Adelaide in Australia, Wellington in New Zealand, and the Japanese capital Tokyo. No UK urban communities made the top 10. Auckland rose to the highest point of the positioning inferable from its fruitful methodology in containing the COVID-19 pandemic, which permitted its general public to stay open and the city to score empathetically, the EIU said. European urban areas fared especially ineffectively in the current year's release, it added. 8 of the best 10 greatest falls in the rankings are European urban communities. Vienna, for instance, tumbled from the lead position to 12th. The Austrian capital had driven the rundown for quite a while, generally tied at the top with Melbourne. Yet, Hamburg in the northern Germany had the most emotional fall, dropping 34 spots to 47th. This pattern was spurred by a weight of emergency clinic assets, which the investigation said had expanded for generally German and French urban communities, coming about in a crumbled medical care score. Lockdown measures and limitations on development additionally decrease generally livability. The examination said cities across the world are currently considerably less livable than they were before the pandemic started, and we have seen that locals, for example, Europe have been hit especially hard, the EIU said. While the first spot on the list has moved, the investigation said there has been significantly less development at the base. Damascus stays the city where life is generally troublesome to a great extent in view of Syria's proceeding with common conflict. A large number of urban areas that position inadequately have been crushed by struggle, which has squeezed their well-being frameworks and foundation. The 10 most livable cities in 2021 are Auckland, New Zealand, Osaka, Japan, Adelaide, Australia, Wellington, New Zealand, Tokyo, Japan, Perth, Australia, Zurich, Switzerland, Geneva, Switzerland, Melbourne, Australia, Brisbane, Australia, and the 10 least livable cities in 2021, Damascus, Syria, Lagos, Nigeria, Port Moresby, PNG, Dhaka, Bangladesh, Algiers, Algeria, Tripoli, Libya, Karachi, Pakistan, Harare, Zimbabwe, Douala, Cameroon, Caracas, Venezuela. Thanks.